After his baptism by John in the Jordan River, Jesus was filled with the Spirit and led into the wilderness. This was not a mere coincidence or a chance journey. The Spirit had a purpose in guiding Jesus into this barren, lonely place. The wilderness was harsh and desolate, a place of solitude and reflection, where one might confront inner struggles and come face to face with one's own limitations. It was here that Jesus, as fully human, would experience hunger, thirst, and fatigue just as any person would. But it was also here, in this isolation, that he would prepare for the incredible mission he was about to undertake. For 40 days and 40 nights, Jesus fasted. The significance of the number 40 cannot be overlooked. In biblical tradition, 40 is often a period of trial, testing, or preparation. We recall the 40 years that the Israelites spent wandering in the desert, being tested and molded into God's people. Similarly, Jesus now undergoes his own time of testing. After these long, grueling days of fasting, Jesus was naturally famished. The human body, pushed to the limits of endurance, would have been weak, making this the perfect moment for the devil to strike. It is no accident that the tempter chose this moment of physical weakness to approach Jesus. In this state, the temptation to rely on one's own power, rather than God's provision, would be even greater. And so the devil, sly and calculating, appeared. The tempter's first words were designed to provoke and manipulate. "If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become loaves of bread." The challenge was subtle but insidious. The devil was not merely questioning Jesus' identity as the Son of God, but was enticing him to misuse his divine power for personal gain. In a world that so often seeks shortcuts to alleviate suffering, the temptation to provide instant relief, to turn stones into bread, would have been real. But Jesus saw through this ploy. Jesus answered with the wisdom of Scripture, quoting from Deuteronomy. "It is written, one does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." In this response, Jesus reaffirmed his trust in God's provision. Yes, bread might satisfy physical hunger, but true sustenance comes from living in alignment with God's will and word.